Kapwa bumaba ang approval at trust ratings ni Pangulong Bongbong Marcos at Vice President Sara Duterte ayon sa bagong survey ng Pulse Asia. Nakakuha si Marcos ng 50% na approval rating noong Setyembre, mas mababa sa 53% noong June. 9 na puntos naman ang ibinaba ng approval rating ni VP Sara mula 69% naging 60% na lamang. Nabawasan din ang tiwala ng publiko sa dalawang leader. Mula sa 52% naging 50% na lang ang trust rating ni Marcos noong nakaraang buwan. Mas malaki naman ang nawalang tiwala sa Vice Presidente mula 71% naging 61% na lang nitong Setyembre. Isinagawa ang survey mula sa September 6 to 13 sa kasagsagan ng pag-usisa ng mga mambabatas sa budget ng Office of the Vice President. Nakuha ng Administration Senatorial Bets ang 10 sa 12 spots ng pinakabagong SWS survey na commission ng Strat-Based Group. Ginawa ang survey mula September 14 hanggang 23 na may 1,500 respondents sa buong bansa. Nanguna sa survey si ACT-CIS Party List Representative Erwin Tulfo. Sinagundahan naman siya ni dating Senate President Tito Soto, mas mataas kumpara sa March survey. Umakyat din ng isang spot si Senadora Pia Cayetano. Tayo naman sa 4th to 5th place sina former President Rodrigo Duterte at Senator Amy Marcos. Ang iba pang pasok sa top 12 ng SWS survey, sina Senador Bong Revilla, dating Senador Ping Lacson, Representative Camille Villar, Makati Mayor Abby Binay at Senator Lito Lapid. Nasa pang 11 hanggang 13th spot naman si dating Senador Manny Pacquiao, kasama sina PDP Laban Bets, Senador Bato de la Rosa at Bongo. Sa ngayon, makakapanayam naman natin sa phone si Political Analyst Professor Ed Tayaw ng San Beda Graduate School of Law. Magandang gabi po. Sir,
magandang gabi.
Okay, good evening, sir. Ito pong mga survey na ito, reflective na po ba ito talaga ng magiging resulta ng eleksyon or it's too early to tell po?
Well, filing pa lang ng COC, no? Marami pang mangyayari bago dumating ang halalan, no? At sigurado ako na marami pang pwedeng mangyari at marami pang mga issue na lalabas na makakatulong sa pagpili at pagdesisyon ng ating mga botante.
Okay, anong factor po ang makakabulabog sa rankings ngayon, lalo na po pagdating sa senatorial bets? As you've mentioned ho kanina, na marami pa hong pwedeng mangyari.
Alam mo, mahirap manghula eh. Hindi natin alam kung ano mga mangyayari in the next few days. All I'm saying really is that, let's say, for example, if there are some developments as far as the West Philippine Sea is concerned and the positioning of the different candidates will reveal how exactly they intend to deal with it. Take note that this is a national election. So at the end of the day, it would depend significantly, particularly in the Senate, how foreign policy can be defined or redefined for that purpose.
So sir, would you say yung stance po nila sa WPS or West Philippine Sea, that would be a deal breaker somehow?
Yeah, of course. In fact, the result of the survey suggests that apart from, of course, the fact that many of the comebacking senators and re-electionists are with the administration, bear in mind that the midterm election is always, a referendum of an incumbent administration. So, having said that, if the majority of those who are going to win in the midterm election would come from the administration, it only goes to show that the public is quite appreciative of how they have been dealing with the issues at hand. Not only with the West Philippine Sea, but many other issues. In fact, this is also shown in the survey that has been reported ahead of senatorial list. And you will see that the drop in the numbers of the president is well within the margin of error compared to the significant drop in the numbers of the Vice President.
Okay. Sina Tolentino po at Abalos, tila medyo naiwan po yata sa ibang mga admin bets. Bakit po kaya at sa tingin niyo po sila ay makakahabol?
Hindi pa gaanong napapag-usapan at nakikilala siguro ng publiko ang mga bagong tatakbo at yun ang rason kung bakit ganyan ang numero nila, no? But we at Peers did the study in June, and there are some what considerations, no, that might change, no, the ranking. Among others, for example, we ask our respondents, no, it's a qualitative survey that we conducted in June, and we ask the respondents if, for example, they are still inclined to vote for those who were convicted of crimes before, and also if they are still inclined to support siblings running for office. Kasi ngayon, pag tinignan mo, talagang napakarami na, no, na lumalabas ng magkakapatid na tumatakbo, no, at magtatagpo sa Senado, no. At ang lumalabas doon sa aming pag-aaral ay pagtitingnang mabuti ng mga botante itong mga tumatakbong ito, at pagka merong makikita na alternative candidates, no, there will still be some movements later. And I'm inclined to think, of course, that the Secretary of the Interior and Local Government, no, would improve his numbers towards election day.
Professor Tayaw, magandang gabi po sa inyo. Si Pinky Webb po ito.
Hi, Pinky. How are you?
Hello, sir. So you were talking about Secretary Abalos na tatakbo ngang senador. Ano po? Hindi ho siya pasok dito sa Magic 12 sa ngayon.
Yeah.
Pero
Yeah.
kayo po'y naniniwala dahil may name recall din ho siya na his chances of making it to the Magic 12 are big?
Yeah, I think there's still room for improvement. As I've said, no, hindi pa masyadong nakikita kasi ng mga botante kung sino yung mga alternatibong tatakbo. At ang katulad ng nabanggit ko, kapag nabigyan ng choices ang mga botante at nakita nila na meron pa palang mas pwede nating i-consider, no, for our support, I'm inclined to think that can still change. You know, what happened really, I think, is that the announcements and the pronouncements of those running for office this midterm election is kind of unusual compared to all previous elections. I'm sure you will recall that previous elections, usually the year before the filing of COC, more or less alam mo na kung sino yung mga tatakbo, no? May mga pronouncements na. Ngayon, filing na nga ng COC, hindi ka pa sigurado kung talagang tatakbo yung mga in-expect mo.
O yung inisip mong...
Yun ang rason.
O yung inisip mong tatakbong senador, ay tatakbo na lang na mayor o party list.
Exactly. Isa pa yan. No? Pag tinignan mo yung party list, mabuting nabanggit mo yan, nung 2022, nasa 120, 120 no, party list ang tumatakbo. Ngayon ang inaasahan ko, siguro hindi lang 200 aabot yan, no? Dahil napakaraming mga party list ngayon na sa totoo lang inorganisa pa ng mga lokal na politiko, na political leaders. No? So in other words, it's some kind of an agenda that seem to pursue simply making most of their base support. No? So sa madalit sabi, imbis na mapunta pa yung party list na boto sa ibang party list, kukunin na rin nila at ibibigay na rin doon sa mga kaalyado nila o kamag-anak. So
Professor,
this is how the political equation is changing, no, this coming midterm election.
Mabilis lang po kasi na-mention niyo po kanina yung marginal error doon po sa approval and trust rating ni Pangulong Bongbong Marcos compared to Vice President Sara Duterte. So lagay po natin at +-3, ano po. Pasok po si Pangulo dyan, 53 to 50, 52 to 50 yung approval and trust. What happened? What is your analysis? Bakit medyo malaki po yung pagbagsak doon kay Vice President?
Unang-unang factor, Pinky, no? Pag sinabi mong margin of error, plus or minus yan. So pag sinabi mong 3, pwedeng 6%. So kung nasa 6% yung change mo, it's still considered well within the margin of error. So hindi ganun ka-significant yung change. Pangalawa, pag tinignan mo yung approval rating at trust rating, lalo na ang pinukumpara mo ay Pangulo at ang pangalawang Pangulo, mas nakatutok kasi ang taong bayan sa Pangulo. Kanya pag titingnan mo historically, no, of all the previous surveys, usually mas mataas palagi ang vice presidente kaysa sa presidente kasi siyempre mas nakikita at hinihimay ng tao ang galaw ng pangulo. Pangatlo, significant ang drop ng vice president kasi nitong mga huling linggo at buwan, siya ang halos laman ng balita at itong mga numerong ito ay sumasalamin kung paano ang pagtanggap ng publiko sa mga pronouncements ng ating pangalawang Pangulo.
Okay. Maraming salamat, Professor Edmond Tayaw ng San Beda Graduate School of Law.